Hi everyone, welcome to Thursday where we do a share in review. Today we're going to take a look at Spark and we're going to take a look at it on both the New Zealand Stock Exchange and also the Australian as it is dual listed. Like normal, before I jump across and do that, just remember that this is for educational purposes only. No way is it intended to be personalised financial advice. Someone's requested that we perhaps do a review on shares that are traded on both the New Zealand and Australian markets. So that's what we're doing, just having a look, having a comparison. So let's share my screen. Right, I've got Spark up here for the New Zealand Stock Exchange, and it's been in a free fall for a wee while. Last week was a positive week. You can see that. Very, very little volume. You can see down the bottom here, there's very little volume whatsoever. Whether we've reached a bottom and it's going to turn, who knows? Let's put our indicators on, because for me, it's not about trying to pick tops or bottoms in a market. It is about following my rules, and if a share's in an uptrend, then great, we want to jump on board. If it's not, I want to stay out. And you can see here with the 30-week moving average, that share is still trading well below it. So it's definitely a no-go for me. But we'll also put on the 15-week moving average just so that we can see if there's anything exciting happening here, which may indicate something. Basically, no, it's not. It's still trading well below the 30-week moving average. The share is also trading below that 15-week moving average. They're both trending down. The 15-week moving average is beneath the 30, which indicates that the market's still trending down. And there's sort of no sign of anything looking like an upswing at this stage. Okay, so that is Spark on the New Zealand market. Let's jump across and have a look at it on the Australian. And it has been performing a little bit better on the Australian market, but not a lot. We're looking at $2.10 on the Australian market and $2.24.5 on the New Zealand market. Let's put our moving averages on here as well and just see what that is showing us. A little bit like the New Zealand market, it's trading below that 30-week moving average. So definitely a no-go for my rules. We will also change this to a 15-week. Right, there we go. So I've got the 15 and 30-week moving averages on the screen. Spark on the Australian market is trading below both of those moving averages. So again, that's a no-go for me. Although we have had positive weeks, I want to see that 15-week cross through the 30-week, and I want to see the share trading above both of them. So no, for me, that's an absolute no. Now let's just take a look at the currency conversions on here. So I'm just using the foreign exchange calculator on the ANZ website. So I've put in the New Zealand price of the share, $2.24.5, but it's rounded it up to $2.25. So that means it would cost you $2.03 Australian. And if we go back here, we can see that it is trading at $2.10 on the Australian market. Potentially there could be a little bit of arbitrage ability there. Like I spoke last week, I'm not into arbitrage, but this is just pointing out that there is a slight difference if you take into the account the exchange rates. However, it's not taking into account any fees or anything like that. And different trading platforms will build a margin, obviously, into the exchange rate. So that's something you need to take into consideration. Also, you need to take into consideration the brokerage on both platforms. You've got obviously the brokerage for buying and then selling on one platform, and then on the other you've got the brokerage for selling and then buying, because obviously if you're going to short one market and go long in the other, you've got to think that you're actually going to have brokerage 6 times in what you're trying to do. And clearly timing is going to be of the essence, but these are just things that you do need to consider. Looking here at the dividends, now this I found quite interesting. On the Australian market, the last time Spark paid a dividend was back in March last year. And if I go back to the New Zealand market, it has been continuously paying a dividend, and it's even paid one just earlier this year back in the middle of March. So that I found a little bit interesting as to why it would perhaps continue to pay a dividend on the New Zealand Stock Exchange and not the Australian. Just leaving it on the New Zealand Stock Exchange, last time I compared it just on the New Zealand one to how the Australian one was performing. So let's do that. We'll click on the comparisons and we will put in SPK and we put in the AX symbol. And like ANZ the other day, it's doing exactly the same on both markets. You can see that that red line is just following the New Zealand market, being the candles, exactly, really, just like you would, like a kid would outline a paint by numbers type of scenario. You haven't really got any divergence or anything happening here with Spark. So up to you, really, as to what you're looking for. Spark's definitely not on my radar. I'll take the SPX one off. I want to see the share moving in a positive direction and not continuing to fall the way it is, because shares can fall all the way to zero. Okay, there's no doubt about it. And the thing you've got to remember too, if you're going to short a share, your potential gain is 100%, which is obviously the share price from where it is now going to zero. Possibly unlikely that will happen, but never say never. Whereas if you're going long, in other words, if you're buying a share rather than short selling it, then you can have 300, 400% returns on the positive. Doesn't happen all the time, but certainly there is from time to time the odd share that will give you an absolute stellar run and will give you those sorts of returns. I've certainly had it. That's, to me, the outliers that I'm trying to find when I'm looking at buying shares in the market, whether it's the New Zealand market, the Australian, or even the American market. I want to hopefully capture those ones that are going to give me a stellar performance. So let's leave it there for this week. And if there is anything else you would like me to review, let me know. Happy to do that for you. But also just a wee reminder that I've got the retirement and KiwiSaver webinar coming up on Wednesday, the 25th of June. It's from 1 until 2. Absolutely free. Love to see you there. Love you to come along with your questions and see if we can get your KiwiSaver working better for you. So love to see you there. Just remember, you do have to register, and I'll pop the link in the show note descriptions. Thanks.